Good day to you, friends, and welcome to an intimate presentation around visualization and how the majority of all industries are jumping on the bandwagon for impressive, attention-grabbing content to, in some way, connect with customers old and new. It's not just VFX in movies or creating the next video game. Turn on a TV, if anyone does that these days, or your streaming platform, and the majority of ads will have some form of CGI content in it, from your flashy iPhone and product videos to a laundry conditioner. So let's talk to you about industrial design and what we do here at DURTY. Hi, my name's Terry May and I work for a company called DURTY based in Maidstone. It's not that kind of company. We create technical 3D animations and stills, so any kind of visualization kind of content, and for a wide range of different industries, from manufacturing and engineering to automotive and medical to B2C industries as well, so all your kind of manufactured kind of products that you see online. I do the digital marketing here and I've been working here for about 3 years now, and yeah, we're going to talk to you a little bit about the industry as a whole, what visualization is, and kind of how the market's changing quite a lot over the last couple of years and what to expect in the future. So the company started in 2015 when Dan, the owner, started his business from his bedroom, and just as a digital agency. So it wasn't specific to 3D, it was a whole load of different kind of stuff, from website design and a little bit of marketing side of stuff. But over the last 6 years, we've grown into a specific visualization agency where we mostly focus on creating amazing content for people, for typically boring stuff, so plastic mixers to very intricate designed metal machinery kind of things, which is very difficult to film normally, or even impossible to see what's inside of it. So we come aboard and show how it works and kind of promote what the USPs are, and then get it in front of a wider audience so that in the end the company makes more money. The power of computers and the availability of software has revolutionised the field of visualisation. Just 10 years ago, it used to cost hundreds of thousands of pounds and take teams of people to produce an animation that now can just be done by a single person on a single computer. Businesses are struggling to keep up with this, many don't even know what is possible, and many are turning to outsourced expertise to help them. Our recent hardware upgrade at the start of the pandemic had us move to a remote model instead, and even with the inflation of some electrical products and the struggle to get hold of a couple of GPUs, our laptops were cheaper and much more powerful, making it much more accessible to any of you guys thinking about entering the industry. Virtual and augmented reality are also revolutionising the field of design, such as with Meta. So how are some of the industries that we work with using this kind of technology? Well, in terms of the automotive industry, designers are working together across the globe to visualise their ideas and to really experience design and materials in the VR capability. They can also qualify their designs more quickly and overcome issues earlier compared to traditional design and creation. And customers are also demanding more, so they want to be able to create their own cars in something like a digital garage, or experience them in a showroom in VR. Lives are being saved every day by new techniques and devices just being created and accessed by technology now. Doctors have to be trained in these procedures, often from afar, and VR is changing the way that this happens. New drugs and therapy innovations work in unique ways inside the body, and these mechanisms have to be shown, even though no one is sure what these things actually look like. Construction is unique in that 95% of the work is complete before you even see what it looks like. Similar to automotive, the ability to visualize projects early on to gain approval and feedback, and also to overcome issues, is really important because it's a hell of a lot of money up front. Also, customers are demanding more input to the process, expecting to see their own property and even interact with it and customize it before it's even built. Companies creating new products have to innovate and prototype quickly, and CGI allows them to show products which haven't been made in the real world yet, to gain insight and feedback. It also gives them the power to show how their solutions can work even when they are inaccessible or can't be filmed. CAD, which is computer-aided design, to CGI is a core workflow for DURTY, and almost all types of industries who will manufacture or create something will have these models to hand so that they can create it using the machines and technology that they have. Much like Scrap, who Dan is a big fan of, and businesses are struggling to find and keep the elusive nut. Technology is moving quickly, and so there are competitors and customers. So for you to take advantage of the changing landscape of technology and how it's affecting all this kind of productive and visual type of things that you can do, software and hardware is much more affordable than it used to be. Like I said, some of the towers that we used to have used to be thousands of pounds, and now you can get a fairly decent computer or laptop for under £1,000 if you're budgeting, but definitely under £2,000 if you want a decent high-end GPU. The work is worth sometimes very good money in terms of what you do and the amount of time it takes. However, it does require you to have a little bit of investment and knowledge of those tools up front. Self-teaching is definitely possible now. YouTube and trial versions of software are very easy to get hold of, especially student versions. And if it's something that you want to look into in terms of the stuff that we create, then in terms of a 3D software we use Cinema 4D, 3ds Max and Twinmotion. We also use a little bit of Unreal Engine and Unity for the real-time applications, and for the post-production, which is editing and adding text or transitions or fades between different shots, we mostly use After Effects, which is part of the Adobe CC suite. So the team's grown over the last couple of months, which has been great. So since last year we had 3, and now we've got 5, and we're looking to grow that even more this year now that we've survived and are thriving beyond the pandemic. So a little bit about Dan, who's the owner, he's the business owner here. His journey was, he always enjoyed breaking things and putting them back together. His wife will hate him for it, but he takes apart and puts his bike together again and his car multiple times just to clean it and to whatever he does with it. And part of that has led into this kind of interest and passion for CGI, because you have to learn exactly how things work and take them apart and put them back together in a 3D environment. All of us here have some sort of interest in games and tech, and his route was that he did GCSEs and then went on to do his A-levels, which some of you are doing now, and he actually did his degree in computer science. More on that a little bit later. For him, money isn't everything, and he started DURTY in 2015 because he just wanted to follow this passion of creating 3D stuff. Shawns' journey, so Shawn is our main 3D kind of creator. I don't even know what his job role is because it's changed differently. But there's two people on the team. There's Shawn, and we've currently got an intern who's been with us for a few months, and they do all the creation side of stuff. So Dan does a little bit of this, but now he's more into the kind of business, getting more business into our company, but also the kind of pre-production discovery type of phase, which means that Shawn's kind of picked up most of the production side, which is what his role is anyway. He started in 2016 also with no previous industry experience. His previous role was working for a picture framing company. Although he used to do some of his own videos and create some of his own content. He has a mutual interest in gaming and technology, and a couple of days a year he will take off to play some games. And he is not made to, but he has a willingness to work hard and self-teach. And I think that's a key kind of point to take away, is that there are lots of tools out there for you to learn and to be able to, an hour or two in an evening during the week, just go onto YouTube and follow a guide, which is what he did. Google, and then supported by us as well as a company to learn and improve those skills. He learned his VFX and composition and the 3D animation stuff in real time during working here. So he didn't start off being a 3D person, and now he is the main 3D person. I'd probably even say that he's better at it than Dan, and he would probably admit that as well. And in my journey, well, I was added to the slide deck 3 years ago, which was just after I'd started DURTY, although it was in August time, so I'd been about 6 months or something like that. And I started in 2019 with absolutely no experience in at least a specific role around marketing. Obviously I have an interest in games and tech. I'm self-taught in terms of some of the social media, or I was when I started, and I was offered to retrain via an apprenticeship here, which I did through distance learning, especially during the pandemic as well, which I was very pleased to get a distinction in. And I career changed basically for a different challenge, but also I wanted to do something a little bit more creative, something more related to the technology that I loved. But just to show that I don't have a degree in a specific marketing or technical subject, and I didn't really have that much experience really moving into this role. So beyond us three, we've got Megan, who does all the accounting side of stuff and business side of stuff, and then we've also got May, who's doing an internship at the moment. She's currently doing her year in industry, and she's been fantastic. But I would say again, her main quality is that yes, you will always have questions when you start a new role, but to be able to try and problem solve and learn that yourself is really powerful and puts a really lasting impact on the people that you could be employed with. So moving on to what you can do, it's not as hard as you think. Yes, it's learning, and especially if you haven't done any sort of 3D but you're interested in it, then it will be learning something completely new. But it's something you're passionate about, then you'll find time during your day to be able to fit it into your schedule, whether it's not watching Netflix or not sitting on TikTok for half an hour or whatever it is. You just need to make a start, and then if you need to, start over and over again, whether that's starting a different program or learning from scratch or trying to be a little bit more efficient and better when you're creating some 3D stuff. Use tutorials sparingly after you've got the basics, because it's very easy to kind of follow a step-by-step guide and do what you're being told to, but then if you're left to kind of do your own thing, it can be quite difficult or daunting with all the buttons and the UIs of the software that we use. Follow others on social media. You can get loads of inspiration on kind of like Facebook or Instagram groups or followers or creation kind of networks, Reddit, Discord, loads of places where you can just get ideas and see how people are doing things differently to you. Be kind, give back, and trust your instincts. So, just share what you're doing, because you're starting this process, or you're developing skills that you're kind of working on and improving. There'll be people before you on that, and they'll still get value from seeing what you're doing now and how you're kind of approaching the challenges that they have now. Build a portfolio and seek out clients and employers. Whether it's university or if you're thinking of starting your own business, you need somewhere to have and host all of your work, whether it's just a little side project, whether it was an actual unit in your A-level course or your degree course if you go on to do that. Having somewhere where someone can go and look and see what you're doing, no matter how big or small it is really important to an employer to see the range of different stuff that you can do. And then lastly, I do the marketing for a company, and how that intertwines with the 3D stuff is often the companies that we work with will be given some really cool bit of work or a video or some stills, and not really understand the best way of getting the most value out of that content. So they might put it on their website, or they might put it on their YouTube channel, but then they'll see it might have 50 views, or maybe it's got a few hundred views, but it's not converting, so it's not getting them more sales, or at least it's not clearly increasing their sales, because they're not putting it out there and they're not understanding the channels that they can use to get the most out of it, or being able to re-edit some of the clips for social channels, or having additional shots made partly in 3D to show a different angle or a different aspect or very specific USP of that product, which you can do quite quickly once you have the scene and the object set up in 3D. So some people ask what digital marketing do, and for me it's a whole range of different stuff, from analytics, advertising, content, SEO. If you think that you want to get into digital marketing, but the only part of it is social media, yes, there is crossover in that social media is part of digital marketing, but for a lot of companies they will have a social media manager, so that might be something that you want to specialize in. Everything under the digital marketing umbrella, analytics, advertising, content, can be a specialist role as well. So for you, I'll just kind of give you some advice in terms of figuring out exactly what you want to do in digital marketing, and if you like lots of different stuff, then you can have a wider role in terms of a digital marketing role. And that's it. We're on to the last slide. Hopefully that's kind of given you a little bit of an intro into product visualization. Here, all the images in this shot are our work, as far as I know, apart from the digital marketing background, but it's all 3D CGI stuff. And if you have any questions about what we do, or you have any questions about apprenticeships, because I've completed one, then please feel free to email me directly. And if you wanted to, you're more than welcome to come down and see what our office is like as well. So I hope that's been helpful in some way. Hope you enjoy the rest of the videos that are out there, and maybe see some of you soon. Bye.